Hey guys, I'm here doing another video for you, and this time I had to go on a friend's property because I don't have this on my land, thank goodness. This is Japanese knotweed. I'll do a closer look for you to see it. The leaves look like a shovel that you would use in your gardens. Knots mean the joints, knotweed, and it is a very invasive weed, and we'll get into that in a minute. So I'm going to be harvesting quite a bit of this because I'm going to be making a Japanese knotweed pie. I'm going to be making syrup, and I'll also pickle some with a sweet pickle, and then also I'll do some pickles that are like a dilly bean type of pickle. So I'm going to be picking a lot of these, and I'm going to need about 5 cups for the pie, so I'm going to be chopping up a whole bunch of them. These are small, these are smaller shoots. You want them when they're small, and yes, you want them in the springtime, but seeing how these were cut back and it looks like the new shoots just popped right up, and I was really excited to see these. We'll see how it comes out with these shoots being in almost, we're end of July. So Japanese knotweed, Latin name is Polygonum cuspidatum. We used to sing it through the woods with our teachers. So that's a good way to really get it in your head and remember it. Polygonum cuspidatum. It's anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor. It protects the nerves. It's very high in resveratrol. And resveratrol is great for inflammation. It's great for bronchitis and cough, gingivitis. You can make a mouth rinse with it, like a tea, and rinse your mouth with it. It's for cardiovascular, heart issues, cancer, liver functions, nervous system, gastrointestinal issues, high blood pressure. Helps with people that are diabetes with insulin. Used for the bacteria that causes Lyme. Of course, it's inflammation. But you have to be cautioned, though. It is a mild blood thinner, so the properties, don't be taking this if you're already on a blood thinner, obviously, right? The roots, the rhizomes, and the stems are medicinal. It's been used as a spring vegetable for centuries in the Asian cultures. The new shoots are eaten. They're cooked, the smaller shoots, in butter for like 10 minutes. You can cook these guys up, the shoots. And it's a great staple food. You want to soak them a little bit to get rid of some of the bugs because they are hollow inside, and I'm going to show you that in a minute also. You could freeze them also. You could pick them and freeze them for later use. So we are in, the end of July, when you should be picking them in the springtime, the shoots, which is fine. It looks like somebody had, already cut these back, and then the shoots just decided to come up, and I was really excited to see this so I could make my, sauce. We made a jam with this years ago, and it came out really good. I forgot what else. Oh, we added apples to it, so it made it pretty sweet. It wasn't bitter or anything. It was like a rhubarb apple, and you can add whatever you want to it. Like, I see a bunch of berries here, so I may pick some of those berries too and add it into the jam, or if I make the jam. But I am going to make the syrup. So it's very invasive, just to let you know. So even by stepping on this and then going to your home with your boots, you could potentially start these to grow in your own property. Don't do it. If you're going to use boots, it's good to put like plastic bags or something over your boots when you're going in here and getting them. My basket's on the ground. I probably should have not put it on the ground, so I'm going to wipe that off and throw, whatever I used to wipe it off with in the garbage. My boots, I'll wipe them down and make sure that I'm not transferring it from here to my home or anybody else's home. Usually when I take my boots off, my shoes off, I take my shoes off while I'm sitting in my car, and I put my boots on while I'm sitting, so my shoes never touch this area. So that's one way of not spreading it. The root system, just a thumbnail of it, you could get that in your garden and it will just grow like crazy. So don't even compost any of it. Bag it up, throw it in the garbage. If I go home and I have these leaves on there, they'd go in the trash. Not in the compost, in the trash. Although I'm going to be pulling them off before I leave anyways. So it spreads by seed, by fragments, the stems, wild animals move it around, people, rivers. Like I said, it's very invasive. It's a great staple. It does so much, but the problem with it is that it grows so much that it can go 6 feet deep, the roots, and over 65 feet outward. So that's pretty far. What it does is, the problem is knotweed, the root system causes weakness in buildings, foundations, draining systems, your septic system. It can make buildings just structurally unsound. So these guys can grow to 10 feet tall. That's pretty amazing. I've seen them. They're all over here in Vermont. So I'm going to be harvesting these today, and I'm very grateful to have them. We'll see how it turns out, seeing how we're a little bit later, you know, in the year. You also can make a fungal spray with this by, you know, making an extract and then using because you're extracting it, you're not using the fresh plant, so you're not going to be worried about spreading it. And it's used as a fungal and bacterial disease on plants. And the flowers are an excellent source of nectar for bees, and it makes a great honey. It makes a buckwheat honey because the knotweeds in the buckwheat are in the same family. Buckwheat is not a wheat. It's a seed from the family, the same family. So in a rhubarb family, similar to quinoa, amaranth, chia seeds, which all have protein and nutrients. You know, just saute it and have some knotweed. So I'm going to harvest some of this today, and I'm going to bring it back, and hopefully I can do a video and show you the pie. I'm not going to show you how to make the pie. I will give you the recipe, which I'm going to switch it around a little bit because I am gluten-free and all that stuff. So I'll be doing, my crust will be made out of nuts, and I'm not going to just use gluten. That's basically how I'm going to do it. I'll have the recipe for you. I'll be doing dates and nuts, and we'll make the crust on the bottom. It'll be fun. So I will show you, I might stir fry some up and do the stir fry and the syrup. May be able to show you the syrup, but the video would be way too long if I did the pie and everything else. But the pie, you'll be able to see the results of it when it's finished. So I hope you enjoy this video on the Japanese knotweed. I did start to pick some of them. I only have a few, but you can see how they're hollow. Here, let me show you how they look. I have my scissors in my hands. So they're hollow inside, and the larger ones, you peel them. You take all the peel off of them, and you could eat them that way. You take the peel off, and you can stir fry them that way too. So remember, friends, there's a lot of wild edibles and a lot of food that you can find in these woods that are very valuable. It could save your life. You know, you can find food. The white milky on here is not poisonous, so don't think it is. There's a little bit of sap that will come out. Like sometimes we'll see it, but these are very hollow. See them? Use them as a straw. So that's it for this video. I hope you learned a little bit about some of its uses. I'm going to be very careful about treading all over here. These shoots are huge. I'm going to pick one up and just show you how big these are. Look how big this is. This is an old stalk. Look how big that is. It's huge. Remember, you could use this inner stuff as tinder. So you could use this as to start your fires. Great tinder. I could probably find about 20 uses of this beautiful wild edible. Yeah, I could definitely make some pies. If you were to use sugar for it, you could use honey. You could always find honey in the trees, or sap even. You could make your own syrups by boiling it out of the saps from birch or from maple trees. There's lots of honey is a great one. although I don't eat a lot of honey. The maple syrup I do like as a sweetener. But I'm probably going to use cane sugar today because it's convenient and I have it. But I'll talk about more ways of if we were not able to get stuff in the stores, what you could use as sweeteners and what you could use that's available to make pies. Apples are great. You can use apple to mix in with it to make it sweet. You could use berries, like I said. And berries are really coming out right now. There are a lot of them that are ripe, and you could freeze them or dry them even. If you didn't have electricity, you could dry them, or you can mash them up and you can make fruit roll-ups, and you could store them that way too. There's lots of things you can do. You can make fruit roll-ups with the Japanese knotweed also. All right, folks, I don't want to make this too long. It's already 11 minutes long, and we are ready to start harvesting these guys, and I'm going to do some videos on what I'll be making with beautiful Japanese knotweed. Be safe. Hit the share and like button on my YouTube channel, which is Vermont Pure Herbs. I have a website, which is vermontpureherbs.com. I also have a Facebook page, which is Vermont Pure Herbs. So if you're looking for me, that's how you're going to find me. All right. Have a great evening. Peace.